All right, let's talk about something that's, well, a total game changer. TallyPrime Release 7.0. We're going to dig into how you can run your entire business from pretty much anywhere and do it securely. Because let's be honest, in today's world, if your data is stuck in one place, your business is too.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Our data has to be as mobile as we are. The big question isn't if you need remote access anymore, it's how you get it done without giving up security or speed. And that is exactly the problem TallyPrime 7.0, along with an active TSS subscription, is designed to solve.
So here's a quick look at what we're covering. We'll start with this new work reality, then we'll jump into the two powerhouse tools Tally gives you, Remote Access and the Tally Virtual User. We'll even walk through getting your license activated, and probably most important, how to make sure you're connecting with total peace of mind. Okay, let's clear this up right at the start, because these three things can get a little confusing, but they're for totally different jobs. You've got remote access, that's for connecting from one Tally to another. Then there's browser access, perfect for just viewing reports on your phone or laptop, but the real heavy hitter, the one we're going to focus on, is the Tally Virtual User, or TVU. That lets you run your entire Tally desktop from the cloud. Getting this difference is honestly the key to everything. And that brings us right to this new way of working. TallyPrime 7.0 has built its whole connectivity suite around these ideas. But it's not just about giving you options. They've really fine-tuned them for better speed and rock-solid security. What that means for you is that working remotely isn't just a possibility, it's fast, it's safe, and it's built for how we all work now. So let's talk about our first tool, Remote Access. When would you actually use this? Well, think of it for specific, targeted tasks. Maybe an auditor needs to check your books from their own office, or an accountant is working from home and just needs to pop in and enter a few vouchers. As long as they have TallyPrime on their machine, this direct Tally-to-Tally link is absolutely perfect.
And you know what's great? Setting it up is so simple. It's really just 3 quick steps. First, you just enabled a feature in F11. Second, you connect your company. A quick Alt-K does the trick. And third, and this is the really important security part, you authorize who can get in using their TallyNet ID. That way you know only the right people have access. Simple as that.
And here's one of those little upgrades that makes a huge difference. Tally really focused on the experience here. They've cut down the latency, that little bit of lag you sometimes feel. So now, doing things like entering vouchers from far away feels way more responsive, almost like you're right there in the office.
All right, now for the main event, the Tally Virtual User, or TVU. Look, remote access is fantastic for those one-off tasks, but what if you want your entire team, everyone, working from the cloud, using stuff like remote desktop or services like AWS? Well, that's a whole other ballgame, and that is where TVU steps in.
This really shows you the big picture shift. On the left, you've got the old way, a local network stuck inside one building. But on the right, you have the virtual environment, where your Tally lives on a server that anyone you authorize can access from anywhere in the world. TVU is what makes this whole setup not just possible, but also compliant. So, how does Tally actually make this happen for you? Well, it all starts with some really generous freebies. If you have a single-user silver license, you automatically get 1 free TVU pack. That means, straight out of the box, one person can use your Tally from the cloud with no extra cost to you. And this is where it gets incredibly powerful, especially for growing businesses. If you've got a multi-user Gold license with an active TSS subscription, you get 10 free TVU packs. Just think about that. That's 10 of your employees working in Tally at the same time, from anywhere, and you don't pay Tally a single extra rupee for that access. That's a huge saving. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. For the bigger companies out there using TallyPrime Server for massive amounts of data, you get an additional 20 TVU packs. This isn't just a feature. It's Tally basically saying, hey, we want you to move to a fully virtual setup, and we're going to help you do it. Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But how do you actually get it up and running? Let's take a look at the practical side of things, how to activate and manage your TVU packs. I promise, it's a lot more straightforward than you might think.
So, for all the IT folks watching, here's your quick checklist. First, you'll install the Tally Gateway server on your cloud or RDP server. From there, Tally's pretty smart. It just automatically sees when someone logs in virtually and checks against your TVU balance. You can keep an eye on everything from the control center, and if you ever need more packs, you just give your Tally partner a call.
And check this out, another fantastic tool in Release 7.0 that gives admins total control.
There's an enhanced TVU session monitor. It lets you see in real time exactly who is logged in and using a TVU license. This is awesome because it's not just about watching usage. It's about making sure your licenses are being used efficiently so your team always has the access it needs.
So this table kind of puts it all together side by side. But here's the bottom line. It all comes down to your use case. Are you doing occasional work, tally to tally? Then remote access is your friend. Are you running a full-time multi-user office in the cloud? Then you absolutely need TVU. This helps you pick the right tool for the job, so you're not overcomplicating things or spending more than you have to.
So let's wrap this all up. At the end of the day, whether you're using remote access for a quick entry or going all in with TVU for your cloud office, TallyPrime 7.0 is all about letting you connect with confidence, knowing your data is both accessible and really, really well protected. So if you only remember 3 things today, make it these. First, this whole system is secure, giving you precise control over who sees what. Second, it's scalable. It can grow right alongside your team, from just one user to a whole army of them. And finally, it's compliant, making sure your remote setup meets all the necessary standards.
But listen, the technology is only one part of the equation. You have to do your part too. This kind of access is incredibly powerful, which means it needs good security habits. That means using strong, complex passwords for your TallyNet IDs and locking down your cloud server with firewalls. And here's the big one. Make sure your TSS subscription is always active. If that expires, these features just turn off, and your remote team is suddenly cut off. It's that important.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. Your office isn't just a building anymore. It's everywhere. Your data needs to move as fast as you do. With tools like TallyPrime 7.0, the tech is finally here. The only real question left is your business ready to embrace it?